Welcome back to Big Brother, and unfortunately, this will be our last episode of the season. The season is over and done, and yeah.
This has been my dream to podcast a season of Big Brother and have it be one of the best seasons of all time. Find out who I am. And boy, have I found out so much about myself. But I didn't need to watch Big Brother 26 from Final Five on because
J-A-N-J-I-E.
that was crazy. The fact that Angela was two behind Chelsea going in the last two questions, you get the taste of like, oh, she gets one on her, and then I was just like, do they have different answers for the last question? They do. Then I get the euphoria of, oh my gosh, and then it's a math problem. And this is somebody, I was on the math team growing up. I didn't go advanced calculus though. Like as soon as we were doing inventing new numbers every week, I was out. But how do you not 60 minutes times 24 hours a day times 7 days a week minus like 30, because maybe I don't want to go over, and then it's literally almost exactly right to what they wanted. Mm-hmm. And you're just like, people...
Angela was on The Price is Right.
And Angela was on The Price is Right. Oh my God. It's just, what happens if Angela went? Like, that's so much more interesting than what did happen. And then out of nowhere, Chemo just blazes through one of the craziest like veto wins I've ever seen, like in the history of the show. I was like, 3 minutes. How are they going to do that? I think he did it in 57 seconds or something.
Someone had, I want to say 3 maybe, and then Rabina had 2, but Chemo had 5. Like everyone else had 0, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think he's going to be like, I'm a Big Brother super fan. I have one of these built in my loft in my apartment.
Yeah, that's only Survivor fans.
Yeah. So I know Cliff killed one exactly like this to get back in the game on his season, but it was very impressive for Chemo of like, oh my God. I feel
like they almost made it easier because of maybe how long the corner ramps were, because you could just go like this as long as you had your timing right. Like Cam would go a little bit too early and it would drop off the last curve, but like it seemed pretty easy.
Oh, you mean front runner to win the game, Cam? Shout out to all my dogs at the crib again. One of the only 2 people to vote. No, is he the only person to vote twice tonight? Because no, I guess so. Chemo voted twice as well. Okay. Just the guys are voting twice tonight. Interesting statistic.
Somehow the guys are still here. The girls haven't gotten their shit together.
If a man wins this season of Big Brother, that would be crazy.
How is Chelsea not winning?
Well, hopefully everyone else says that. She's very vulnerable today.
But you see how she controlled Mackenzie's HOH.
I mean, she won 2 back-to-back HOHs and got rid of and in 7th place is her biggest threat, and 6th place is her second biggest threat. And it's like, she not only is playing perfectly, it's like usually, I think we've had this concept on the show before of like, whenever you're playing against a beginner, sometimes they do something so wacky it throws you off. It feels like for Chelsea, somebody's doing beginner strategies and she's like, oh, I'm gonna dunk on my 4-year-old when I'm playing basketball against them. Like there's no like, let me hoist you up and you can try and dunk on me after. It's like, nope, line him up again. You're gonna learn today. I'm just gonna dunk on you over and over again. And like, I think what's funny is Cam is so refreshing for like a contestant on a reality show on CBS. Of like, he's equal parts so funny to me, so clueless, but so inoffensive. Of like I would watch Cam visit like Cambodia or something. Cambodia? Oh, that one's free again, big brother.
Get Cam writing
I
a
don't want
TikTok?
him. I don't want him to do the Amazing Race. That is not what I said. Because this guy cannot do simple tasks in a house. How is he going to do this shit in like Mongolia or something? Like, I don't even know if Mongolia is a country anymore. But like, it's something where you're like, Cam, what's going on? Rubina was on the show a little bit tonight. There was no real thing. Like, it is. Did Rubina cause all this? That was something of like, ooh, Rubina actually did play, and there's been tweets all along of like Rubina and Chemo are just like dancing in the corner when everyone else is like, they're the biggest threats. And you're like, maybe it literally does not matter for Chelsea's trio. They're going to beat whoever else is left no matter what. Because Chelsea's 3 for 3 on booth comps. Like, she showed up. She has, if it's BB, oh, yes.
It's BB Comics for the
we
Veto.
have for Veto, not HOH, because I think somebody on Reddit was saying HOH. I was like, that doesn't make sense. But like, I wonder. I don't think the HOH will be a endurance thing. I'm wondering how physical it'll be, because if it's physical, Cam
is gonna do it.
Cam and Makensy over Rubina and Chemo the whole time. But I guess if the Veto is definitely going to be a physical, maybe they do another mental one. But
even still, like, well, the Veto is BB Comics, so it's both physical and mental.
Here's why I am being negative.
Please.
It is September 26th.
Yeah.
My friend Julie Chin reminded me, Julie Chin Moonves, love one another, reminded me, this game does not end till October 13th. I
will be a different age by the time this ends.
Oh my gosh, somebody has a birthday. It's just something where you're like, there's only 5 people left. Like, why did we have a double if we have so much time? Like, how many days are in September?
We're bringing 30? 30.
There's 17 days left before someone wins, and we're only going to get rid of 2 people before the 17th day. Kill me. Kill me. Jankify my ass right now.
Like, oh, say hi to Quinn and T-Core. I was like, those are our only jurors right now? T-Core was only the second juror?
Yup. Also, Leah being like, I am so excited to see Quinn. I was like, like this is why I was hoping she would win, is she could not have to like do all that stuff or whatever, or I don't know.
Get a jury segment at all in like the new episodes where like they go into the jury?
I think it'll be like, I think it'll be 45 minutes. So one of these next episodes is going to be like the biggest jury segment ever.
Okay.
Because
there's no Wednesday episode next week, so it could be maybe Sunday.
I mean, if there's a 2-hour episode on Thursday, that's where I'm assuming.
Has to be Veto and
there's a lot of there's still shit.
And
there's not going to be any strategy going on in the house. They're going to be like, it's clearly am I Rubina? I'm putting 2 of the other side. Am I on the other side? I'm putting 2 of Rubina. Like that's the strategy. That's the strategy currently.
Well, all right. So what were your thoughts on the bogus Wednesday episode that was just an advertisement?
I may be a robot, but I'm a wild robot. I was like, let's go. I'm so glad it's an animated movie. I love animation.
Maybe Big Brother can cross over with the cinema specialists and they could do Wild Robot.
It's just us and Phil and Mill. Sap? Is it Phil, Will, and Mill? Is that like a thing we can do?
No.
My middle name is William, but my grandpa's go by Bill, so I could be Bill, and then which one? You be Jill? The Jill, Phil, Will, Bill, and Mill show.
I have a dog named Millie, so I have.
Oh my god! I love that for you.
And we'll all jump on and talk Wild Robot.
This is the Wild Robot with Lupito Nyong'o and Pedro Pascal as the fox.
So the veto was like you had to listen to these animal sounds. And
I don't want to talk about the veto episode. Like we're gonna get out of here in about 5 minutes. Like, come on.
Right. I'm okay with that. Oh, all right. So like Ainsley had all her bullshit that led into this HOH con.
You saw that coming a mile away, right?
Yeah, I was like, this is a lot of nonsense, and I love how they brought in Chenbot for it. It was like Julie's AI was Chenbot.
And now that they have that, it's like, why did they need Jerry O'Connell when they could have just had Chenbot do the whole thing?
Who is all like in sweat, so it threw me off because Julie's
her pants were so long, so extra. I think we can answer stuff in the chat first before we go crazy.
Sure.
Here's how we do the five most likely winners. Mm-hmm. Let's do one at the beginning and one at the end and meet in the middle. Chelsea's the most likely winner. Mm-hmm. I don't really see her going at 5 because the HOH and one other person would have to want her gone. She's kind of insulated if her side wins. Mm-hmm. She's maybe like, does Chemo have another one in him? And by another one, I mean crazy out of like both of the competitions that he's won was like, oh shoot, he killed it. So like Rubina had oh shit, she killed it one. So like, do they have that in them at final five? Yeah, final 5 HOH. Chelsea is quote unquote playing the best because she is getting everybody ducks in a row. Like I do think she is. One of the funniest tweets I saw today is like, oh, poor Makensy. She's playing the game just like your little brother's playing the game when you give him a Nintendo controller, but it's not plugged in. And I was like, oh no. But that's exactly what she's doing of like, I'm making strong moves for myself. And while she may be great tonight, I know it's more strategic for my game. And I think one thing that was said by Makensy is that I don't want to come on this show and be the dumb, naive 22-year-old that gets completely manipulated. And my friend Julie Chen Moonves Love One Another said at the beginning of the episode, while it may be Mackenzie's HOH, Chelsea is pulling the strings completely. And I'm like, she has to watch that back one day. She has to watch that back with Leah one day. I do hope. I don't know.
Mackenzie was sad though to have Leah be voted out. We saw her crying.
She didn't have to put her up. No, she's not. Like I think that's one thing that I'm starting to realize as I get older is like when people are laughing at how misfortunate you are and they go, I feel bad, but you're laughing at the same time where you go, I feel bad for you, bad. And you're like, you don't feel bad. You're laughing. Like you don't have to do this to me. What are the tears there for? You're getting what you want. You had all the power in the game and you decided to eliminate me. There's no way that we can like, oh, the veto fell the wrong way and I was pushed into a corner. Like you went out of your way to ruin me. I'm not going to vote for you to win. I don't see this as a good strategy move for you. And like, why is Angela up on the block in the first place? Like, you could have backdoored Angela the same way and still had me having your back. Like Leah's smart enough. I don't know if I'm guessing she didn't even bother to study for the competition because she's like, I'm not going to be here tomorrow. But like, it was so frustrating to see Angela get so close to winning that HOH and then just failing basic math. And like, just how good would this season have been if we got one more final like perfect win? Who's she gonna
do? Have gone here, or do we see Makensy walk out the door? Because I think we see.
I mean, this would be the like Makensy, you fucking blew it thing of like you immediately got, and I think that's like Chelsea said. I think Chelsea's playing a fantastic game of she makes every second about herself to do the narrative of like when on her way out, Angela goes, I would have taken Chemo all the way to the end. Chelsea goes, oh, I'm so glad I won that tiebreaker because I was almost gone right there. And you're like, that's clearly not true. Like it would have been Makensy. All of you guys have been saying to Makensy, we haven't had a female dominant player of Big Brother for a long time.
Your thoughts?
I mean, don't forget Betty Ursoff from Big Brother Canada 10. Are you kidding me? Come on, Betty Ursoff. Give her respect. Dominant female player, like, I think that's kind of like, oh, that sucks. You're talking strategery. So who's had the strategy of this? It's been, I mean, we had Suri last season, but she just can't win a challenge to save her life.
I just feel like Suri doesn't count because she is just, we already know this.
Okay.
Like, no, like Big Brother origin.
But Suri was literally last season. So I don't know if there was just a boycott for last season.
I mean,
Blue was just last season. She was an icon.
Kitty Purr.
Kitty Purr. Kitty Purr. I think what sucks is Angela's story in the double.
It just feels unfinished.
Angela's coming back for All Stars. Angela's winning.
100%.
Angela's winning. Angela has to win America's Favorite. I think she did enough to pass Tucker from earlier. I think it's so funny because I made fun. I did not like the thought process of I'm jumping up and down when I'm up against Glitter Girl from 15. I can't remember who got 15th place. What's her name?
Oh, Lisa?
Lisa. Sorry about that, Lisa. That's my cousin's name. Lisa. Okay. So Lisa, who went home in 15th, whenever she does go home, Angela is jumping up and down and going like, this is my dream. Please do not end it this early. Like, I was so like, ew, get this energy out of here. And I think what Angela did over these last 60 something days is like, we got her just as much as she got herself. We understood, like, if she goes home in 15th place, we roll our eyes at Angela for the rest of our life. Like, what a weirdo. She's misunderstood again some more. She just got a 2-week break from her family. She doesn't get to see everything. Like, it was very fun to be on Angela's journey.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish, like, we never got to see Angela, like, be on top. So it was kind of fun to, like, we saw her use her power in week 1 and lord it over people and immediately go to, like, target
every
number
alliance
1
and blow it up.
Yeah, but from then on, she literally played from the bottom. Even when she won her second HOH, she doesn't get to use it. It just basically saves her.
Every alliance that she's a part of.
But she's playing from the bottom because she blows up every alliance. And I think what's so funny is Angela is the second best player in the final 6. It is the final. I mean, you shot have to towards Chelsea
to have 3 vetoes used on you when you were like the intended target a lot.
Right. And I think what sucks about tonight is the swings some of these women took for their games since Final 11 on, of like, I'm going to put a veto around Angela's neck. If Joseph goes up and out, we'll figure it out. They never figured it out. And Leah did get an HOH to, like, try to flip the power structure. But T-Core leaving doesn't flip the power structure completely, or like
because the T-Core side of things weren't winning comps. T-Core won what, 1 or 2?
Right.
Like, and I think the Chelsea side of things that are winning all the comps.
And I think the whole fan base was kind of like, you got to go against that side, even though her closest person is Makensy. And like, I think that's something that's frustrating, of when we do have a lot of people that don't understand how Big Brother is played. It's a really fun game with alliances. But when you have super fans, or maybe some people that are learning like on the fly but understand it, Makensy actually needs that Leah energy in the game, because she needs someone to take out Chelsea where she can go, wasn't me at all, that was all Leah. And then she gets Chelsea's vote in the end because Chelsea still likes Makensy.
Yeah.
And like people don't understand that about Big Brother of you wanted to go after my ally maybe at final 8. So I had to take you out at 7. It's like, who is going to go after Chelsea then if it's not you?
Mm-hmm.
And like, oh, I want to get to the final 3 with my people and then we'll go from there is not good enough, because then it only gets attributed to like the best social like mastermind player.
Mm-hmm.
So Chelsea's the most likely to win. Unfortunately, I think it's Makensy next. So it's going to work out for Makensy. And if she somehow comps to the end, we're going to have to live in the thought process of she made the right decision at 7, but you're never going to convince me of that.
No,
and
absolutely not.
Never, ever. And then third place is like, at
Cam?
that point, like, does Cam have the best chance of winning? Like, then I'm rooting for Cam for the rest of my life. Like, this is amazing if he gets
is Cam able to articulate it better than like maybe Chemo would? Because everyone like wanted to keep Chemo after his story of please keep me in for the Asians and the Hawaiians.
I think what's going to happen
and like
is
everybody was like drawn to him. So
what we're saying is Chemo had a really good speech and it flips Makensy, but I think it will be like, if Cam can even just say his stats out loud, his stats are pretty good. I've only been nominated twice. I stayed on the block against Brooklyn, and then I won my way off the block the week Tucker went. So kind of instrumental in Tucker going. I'm the person who beat Tucker, and so is Rubina. So hopefully he's up against Chemo, not Rubina. No. Who beat him in the AI arena? Tucker. It's not going to matter. So anyway, Cam's only been nominated twice. Chemo at that point will be him nominated like 6 times. And it'll be like, my social game has kept like what is his understanding of Big Brother, and can he articulate that? I think will be very interesting to watch if we get there.
What about Rubina Cam final 2? Let's go.
Okay, because that is what's going to happen at this point. I think what's crazy is we are going to lose one of the 3 we're talking about. One of Chemo and Rubina are going to go here at final 5.
Yeah.
And then I think it's like go for broke. That person wins at 4 and just shuts out and like somehow is in the final 3.
Or they use them to get to final 3 and knock out Chelsea or something at 4.
And so like, here's what I'm assuming is like the final 3. I'm going to go, the final 3 is Makensy, Cam, and Rubina. And so like, it's going to be something crazy. Like the fact that this is 17 days away is stupid. Like this is the only part. Like
maybe they're getting rid of Wednesday episode. No, but they're just putting it on the Thursday.
No. And like, here's what I'm actually saying about Big Brother right now. This is a fantastic season. I'm so excited. I'm a little bit bummed about how our jury phase has gone, but it's been interesting. And we have a very dominant female performance for the first time since Netta or whatever, according to Hyro. And like, it is like, I hate how the end of Big Brother kind of ruins everything, because it's such a corporation of CBS needs to fill out another 2 weeks of stuff when we should be crowning a winner basically like next Thursday or Sunday. Like if you want to do it on a Sunday, we could do it 10 days from now. We don't have to do it 17 days from now.
Yeah.
And like these poor people, those last 7 days are going to be like clawing at the walls of like, I can only talk to Cam and Rubina. Like this is like, what are we going to talk about? I'm so screwed if one of them wins.
Especially because they can't put anything like on air either, because Rubina and Cam were just like, so we're not doing anything, right?
That clip is so funny. And I think it's going to come true of like, Chemo winning a veto, great. Chemo winning a veto in 55 seconds. Now it's like, Chemo, have you been whatchamacallit? Like perception is reality, and like
He's
I think
been
Chelsea
working out in the gym.
He's lost a lot of weight. Kinsey, I think is, or not Kinsey. McKenna. Okay, Chelsea is like the person who's like, she gets to say the reality. So if she wants chemo gone, all she has to be is like, he won a veto in 55 seconds. There's no way, like, he's been throwing this whole time. And then Cam's gonna say that, and then
Though
Mackenzie's
I
gonna
think
say that, and it'll be
also
true.
Mackenzie, I feel like needs like external backup too. Like for Leah to get put on the block, she needed Rabina to be like, whoa, Leah was targeting Chelsea. Whack, right?
Whoa. Actually, that's exactly what I need.
So
that's Big Brother. I mean, that's kind of like, okay, is Janky coming back to save? Like, how does the final 3 HOH, there's 3 parts. It's going to be about
is it
like
the
turning.
the last one, right? Yeah. Is it always the scales?
I mean, kind of, yeah. But like, it's going to be like turning Ainsley off or whatever and saving the world. Like,
Yeah.
this time it was blow up the satellite so nobody knows where Ainsley is. I was like, whose side are we on? I just don't get it. Wait, you got to stand up and show the Janky shirt.
Jankie, Janky, you love me.
What's cool is you have the blue one with red lettering, so you can do red eyes over red X's for the eyes, and have them like write on it with permanent marker and be like, he gone.
Janky. The memory lives on.
There was also a supercut of Angela, I think, on the Big Brother like Instagram right now, which is so funny.
You sent that, right? Yeah.
It's literally so funny. I think this has been a very good season for moments, and like we get the last moment. Like our big moment giver is our friend Angela, and she gives one of her finest moments of like, I'm learning so much about myself. She comes out and hugs Julie right away. These are just things that I don't think she's doing them to put them on, but she is like just a star of like, she literally goes up to the audience and almost takes a bow, like she's been in a Broadway play for 15 weeks.
Yeah.
And like, it's just something where she's a performance artist at its core, probably, but she lives in Utah and doesn't know that this is like what she's always wanted to do. But Big Brother is what she's always wanted to do, but she's always wanted to have somebody thinking she's doing something cool and clapping somewhere. And so I'm wondering what Angela does with this. Does she go on the challenge? Does she go on the challenge? Does she go on Traders? Like
Traders? Yes. I think they are calling Angela for the Traders. They have to be.
Brings up the hood.
Oh my god.
Angela versus Siri or whatever.
Siri?
Huh? Siri, no, the person. She's got to keep fighting robots for the rest of her life.
Alexa just is there, but not specialist Alexa, Amazon Alexa.
Dude, I wonder if Alexa has that problem every time when she's like,
yeah,
I'm Alexa, and then her phone goes.
I mean, she's had to unplug her Alexa during podcasts.
Oh my god. How are you feeling about Big Brother? Do we need to keep going?
I think we've covered everything that we
No, I meant like, are you still gonna watch Sunday, or is it too much?
I won't watch it on Sunday.
We got to shout outs to all the people in Florida. Get to safety. Don't be listening to us. Please get to safety.
But if you want to keep listening to us, John and I are going live right after we end here with Big Brother for the Survivor Rewind.
Oh my goodness. I guess I should let you guys get that early. I'm sad. Leah was somebody I was very excited. And she went out with a whimper. She did start crying immediately, kind of. But I did not like her energy during like here's actually one thing that I am glad about Leah leaving. She was put on the spot for a speech to try and get people to save her. She floundered. I don't think Leah would have been good at final 2.
Yeah.
Even with 17 more days to practice. There's some people that have it and some people that don't. And like there's at least 2 or 3 seasons that would have had different winners if the person who didn't have it could explain themselves better. Not going to tell you which seasons. Those are up to, you can figure them out. But like, I think if Leah had made it to final 2 and had really played extremely well for the next week and a half, she still would have lost at 2, and it would have been very sad to watch. So I'm glad we
Because
don't have to live in that timeline of
yeah.
like, it would have been a little bit of a heartbreaker if somebody that dynamic that I enjoyed watching lost to somebody else at final 2 because like they just like Makensy more because she's like fun, and you're like, no. But we do have maybe some new meta in Big Brother of like, everyone's very aware of the last 3 people to get nominated are Joseph, T-Core, and Leah. And boy, did they like hit back to back to back with Quinn in the middle. When that guy kind of got pointed out and like, well, they're playing really well, we should get them out.
What? How many vetoes were not used in the beginning? 1, 2?
The veto has been used every single week.
Every single week.
Twice this week too because of the double.
Right.
So like, this is an unbeatable, like, can only be tied. There's only 2 more vetoes possible. The veto at 4 is the one that usually doesn't get used or whatever. Yeah. So it is like,
how does that happen though? Veto at 4, 2 people are on the block. Say the person off the block wins the veto. Does the other person?
They can't use it. Yeah.
Oh, they can't use it. They just save themselves.
Yeah. It's if the person not on the block or HOH wins, it's usually not used technically because you're putting up the people you do want to like. It literally, I think the most annoying thing is it literally does not matter nominations at Final 4, and it so does not matter that it should almost be like a new way. Like Final 4 at Survivor changed because of fire making when like, oh, Big Brother should change of like HOH is it whoever wins HOH at 4, great job. And now whoever wins veto, great job. And then the other 2 are nominated. And then if it's the HOH that wins, it's like nominate as normal after that.
Yeah.
John, should we keep watching Big Brother 26 and keep podcasting it? Yes for yes or no for no?
Or yes for no and no for yes.
Yeah, I can hear him walking over to his computer.
He took this moment to take a bathroom break.
Yeah. What the heck?
John. Anything else we gotta say, Blake, on this?
I think if you're listening to this and you're like, oh man, I want you guys to keep going, don't tell us in the comments, but in the comments, write.
Give us words of encouragement to keep going.
Write your, make a list of 1 to 16 of your favorite players of the season. And if there's enough, if the average for Angela's 3 or higher, we'll keep going. I gotta make sure the fan base knows what they lost tonight, because it doesn't feel like I haven't seen Twitter and how sad they are, but there better be about 15 fan cams of Angela tonight of like just everyone crying.
Well, we'll see you Monday for another episode of Big Brother. Most likely.
Like I'm gonna throw my Janky shirt away, dude. Like
what?
It's
no, you can't.
I love this to like now I'm so sad.
Well, justice for Angela, justice for Leah, and we'll see you